I'm back. We're live and life is good. Amen. Just so glad to be back with you. Got a double shot of Jeff this morning, and so that's good. I know you had to enjoy that. I'm telling you, our little granddaughter can listen to him over and over and over. Oh, she just loves him. She always tells her grandmother, play Jeff for me. And so anyway, happy, not really Easter, but we pretend. Yeah, what are you talking about? Easter should not be till, sorry, I was trying to do a couple of things at once. Easter should not be till next month at about the 22nd of April, I believe. And but yet here it is. We serve it. We do it now because paganism had already gotten to the church. So anyway, we are going to move on because of time. But happy Easter, and if you whatever you did, have a good one. And remember, the early church also did not celebrate Easter, celebrated the resurrection of Jesus every single Sunday. Yeah, so anyway, they were ahead of us. All right, let's bring in Periscope. That's just my regular, well, there we are. Sorry about that, Periscope. Got to see my monitor. Pastor Danny Thompson, back from Believers Church, back from near death, I guess. I don't know, but thank you for your prayers. We are back. Happy Easter to you, and we are going to get in the Word, and this morning we are going to start with not an Easter message, but it's part of the Easter cycle. Jesus is coming back. He rose to come back. All right? Died, rose from the dead. He's coming back. And there's a lot we know about the setup of him coming back. Now, we're going to deal with some things very quickly, and we're going to cover some things concerning Israel, the ongoing terrorism. All right? Could even cover some of the presidential election, but probably not going to today, because this is not a prophetic election. It's a pathetic election in the U.S., but it's not a prophetic election here. That happened last election when the country said, we don't care about anything that concerns God. We're going to keep voting in an agent of change, but an agent of the Antichrist system. Yes, that's what I called our current president, an agent of the Antichrist system. I'm not taking it back. I said before he was elected, he was an agent of that system, and he is a picture, he is a type of the Antichrist to come. Christ had types. Isaac was a type, the son of Abraham. He was a type of Christ. Others were a type of Christ. Joshua was a type of Christ. And so many others, but we have those now. Hitler was a type of the Antichrist. Stalin was a type of the Antichrist. And while I do not link our president with those two in their actions, I am not saying he is like them. I'm just saying there have been many types of Christ before he came, and there were have been many types of the Antichrist. And Obama's type is that he is one in cunning, he is one in not caring about the traditions and the children of women, and the way he connives and is cunning, not in the murderous way of the others. But anyway, we will get to all that later on. I'll just get carried away, and I don't want to get carried away, but we're going to talk about Israel. And need to turn up volume just a little bit, so we will do that. Hopefully that works out. but we will talk about that and terrorism that we are experiencing. And all right, so Israel, let us go to the Word and let us start with Genesis chapter 12 and verse 1. We're going to talk about Abraham. I think the sound problem was too far away from the microphone. One of those very technical things that you don't think about sometimes. Genesis 12 verse 1, the Lord said to Abram, who later became Abraham, leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you, the land of Israel. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you. I will make your name great, and I will make you a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all the peoples on the earth will be blessed through you. Now, we are looking at this today from the standpoint of many things that are happening in many countries. This isn't just about Israel, this is about the whole world. Because one of these days, the rulers of this earth are going to figure out that whatever happens in Israel is going to happen around the world. All right? Understand that. Israel, the nation of Israel, is a ongoing revelation to events in the rest of the world. Now, what has happened lately that is affecting the rest of the world? Two things. Number one, do you realize almost every day for the last several months that there has been a member of the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, stabbed by a Palestinian? Many of them have been killed, and there's been police, there have been civilians, there have been others have been killed during this time by Palestinian terrorists. And overall, the world has really not condemned that. They've given it lip service. So what do we have? We have ongoing attacks in the rest of the world. That's the simple part of it, okay? Number two, what has happened to Israel? We posted this on, and we posted some of these things on our Facebook page. You need to follow that. Just type in Believers Church, Abilene, Texas. Take you right to it. We do some updates, and that's where you can really keep up with us. But what else? Israel has claimed some more of its own territory in what they call the West Bank of the Jordan. And really, Israel has territory on the other side of the Jordan that they're not claiming. Israel has territory in many places that is theirs by issue of God. God has given it to them, and they're not claiming it. They should, but they claimed roughly about 580 acres or something like that to make a new settlement. And, you know, over here in the United States, that's not that great. That's a lot of land wherever you're at. But there, it's a major portion of land because Israel isn't very large. And all of the Western countries, even the United States, condemned it. Didn't like it. Said that, shouldn't be doing that. That's going to keep you from ever getting to peace. And what has happened since that time? Well, we've had some bad flooding here in the U.S. We've had some problems over in Europe. We've had many, many, many problems in these countries where we have lost land, where we have lost lives, the two combined, the not strongly condemning and coming out and saying, hey, Israel, take care of this problem of people coming out and just stabbing your soldiers, stabbing your policemen. Take care of it. We would in our countries. Well, maybe we would. And Israel, that's your land. You take it. You give it. We're going to support you. Instead of doing that, these countries don't understand if they would bless Israel, they'd be blessed. But if they condemn Israel, they're going to be condemned. If they curse Israel, they're going to be cursed. We still have a lot of countries involved in not buying products from Israel, not going to Israel, blockading them. Many rock and roll artists, God bless them. Sometimes they'll do more than the church. Many rock and roll artists have concert dates there in Israel, and they're saying they're not going to cancel them, and people want them to cancel, but they won't. They're going to say, no, we're going to go to Israel. And, and so, I mean, there's churches in the United States not wanting anything to do with Israel, condemning Israel, so-called churches, and yet you got people in the world, musical artists and others like that, going to Israel. Go figure that one out. And so what we have is, if Israel is condemned by the West, we have sometimes like and even greater happenings in the West. All right? Let's look at the terrorism problem. Now, you can trace this back, and don't just believe me, you have to do a little bit of history work. I've lived during this time, so I know it, and you know, I've kept up with things. But you can trace back to when terrorism and problems with, major problems with Muslim Arabic countries. See, we don't have a problem with all Muslim countries, but we have a problem with Muslim Arabic countries and those close to, and countries in the region, Muslim countries in the Arabian region, put it that way, because Iran is not Arabic. Iran is Persian. And back when our president, Jimmy Carter, started the Camp David Accords, brought in Yasser Arafat, who's he? You know, used to everybody knew who he was. He was the head of the Palestinians, head of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, PLO. He was a terrorist. Jimmy Carter started treating him like a head of state. From that time on, because shortly after that, Jimmy Carter, President of the United States, had a problem with this country called Iran. Again, it's not Arabic, it's Persian, but it's Muslim, it's in the region. Just went crazy over there, kidnapped a bunch of Americans, killed a lot of other people. You know, you can watch movies about it on, you know, you can find them, you can look in the history book. Directly correlates. From that time, the Arabic Muslim migration started in earnest in Europe. You hearing me? Nobody said anything about it. Nobody said, oh, this is wrong. Nobody said we can't elevate these terrorists up to a negotiating party. And slowly but surely, Western countries begin to open their doors to what was going to become the same type of problem in their countries. Are you hearing me? Is this getting through to you? As we treated Israel, God is treating us. Amen. So you have this, and then the more you can just keep tracing it, the more people, and of course the big occurrence. We're an equal opportunity. We're not political. We're after Christ. We're following after God. The big problem was under President George W. Bush when he and other leaders pressed Israel to give Gaza, to get all Israelis out of Gaza to the Palestinians. And from that time on, things have just fast-paced. We've had so many problems with what they call them Muslim extremists in this country and in the West, haven't we? It's just been fast-paced, and it's going to continue. It's going to continue. And part of this is God. 98% of it is God. Saying, okay, you won't bless Israel. You keep pushing Israel. The same is going to happen in your country. It's going to be proportionate. While it's smaller in Israel, but huge to them because they're a small country, it's going to affect you proportionately. And we see that even happening this last weekend, this past Friday, Thursday night and Friday. Friday morning regular, Thursday night over here in Brussels. And it's just going to continue, folks. But also, and we'll probably have to continue this to next week, but give you a little teaser, also, This is being used by the Antichrist to already begin asserting his domination over the West. So that's a teaser, but understand, all this is related to how we treat Israel. You need to contact your leaders. Say, please start siding with Israel. We can't take this anymore. They're not going to listen, but at least you tried. Support Israel. Help them. Pray for them. But understand, all this is just going to keep happening. And it's going to keep happening until Jesus comes and shuts it down. And that's going to happen. Oh, it's going to be a glorious time. And so, anyway, remember that. And it's just, I'm telling you, things are happening. The end is close. The end of this age, not the end of the world, but the end of this age is close. And so now you got a little bit more understanding. And God bless you. Thank you, Periscope. And we love you. And we will be back about 12:50 Central Daylight Standard Time. And with some teaching for the day. There we are. Concerning the importance of the resurrection. So God bless you. We've been gone a couple of weeks, but we're back now. And we will see you soon. All right, we had 2 on Periscope. And, we've been gone. So, anyway, pray for Periscope. We will be back online around 11:30 Central Daylight Standard Time. Pastor Danny Thompson, Believers Church. If you're online watching, then we're going to be back immediately with some music. We'll be back with prayer requests, prayer, and, I think, very needed sermon on what the resurrection of Christ means. If you have prayer requests, text it to us, 325-280-2617, and we will be praying for you. We're going to sign off, be right back on with some music. We have to do it this way so we can use these broadcasts later. So anyway, hang on. We'll be right back with some great resurrection worship, and then we'll be back about 11:30 or so Eastern, Central Daylight Standard Savings Time. God bless you. Pray for Israel. Get ready. Be looking up. Jesus is going to come soon.